Hi guys, welcome back to another Higurashi episode. Now we're just gonna hop right into it. Um, First we used a draw to split into 5 groups. Everybody lined up single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. It was my turn. Alright, time to draw. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush him. At that moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eye. Of course, I'm sure you already know, but club members will have a separate penalty game than the casual participants. Heh, I thought as much. What's the gist of it? The winner gets to give the losers 1 order each. Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. Damn you, Mion. Was she really planning on parading me around Hinamizawa in cat ears and a banana hammock with a tail attached or something? The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't going to let me off that easy. On top of that, this time, it wasn't just the person who finished last who'd have to submit to the penalty game. The losers get 1 order each. In other words, even if you don't finish last, you still have to do a penalty game. Okay, that'd be the case. What about if there's no winner? Like if all the club members drop out midway through? Ahaha, Kei-chan, are you alright in the head? What? The look in Mion's eyes became that of a lion baring its fangs. How exactly are the elite members of our club going to lose to some mewling newborns? Kei-chan, don't embarrass me by getting eliminated in the first round. Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more into it my opponent was, the stronger I would become. You just wait and see. I won't just sit here and be bullied by you, Mion. I'll show you. We shall meet in the finals. The results of the draw were enough to make you cry conspiracy. All the members of the club were nicely divvied up amongst the 5 tables. How did this happen when the draw was that random? The thought that I was already caught in Mion's puppet strings made me feel uneasy. That was fine though. I'll crush all of your petty tricks. Now, where were my opponents? Everybody was headed to the table corresponding to the number on their ticket. The competition at my table was these 2, huh? They look younger than me, huh? Are you 2 classmates of mine? Oh, hi. I'm Chomita. This is Okamura. Okamura-kun greeted me by nodding his head. So my opening round was to be against my juniors from school. Just saying, but it seemed like a pretty easy matchup. Lucky? Time to destroy them without mercy. Alright then, everybody. Please decide on your games and start. With Mion's declaration, the inside of the store suddenly became lively. Everybody was yelling their favorite games at each other, trying to gain an advantage before they started. Even my 2 classmates, who seemed taciturn at first glance, began to fiercely insist on their own games as soon as the signal was given. Of course, I would kick those suggestions aside. There was absolutely no reason to pick a game your opponent was good at. Sorry, they're all games I don't know. Could you pick something a little more well-known? Of course, they didn't agree to the games I suggested either. I can only smirk bitterly. Naturally, after 5 minutes, this table still couldn't agree on a game. Obeying the rules, we asked the store owner to decide on a game. Clearing his throat, the shop owner brought over a board game from the back of the store. It was a game called Billionaire. Quite the vintage we have here. Come to think of it, if you lose, you have to buy this game. That damned shop owner was using this competition to get rid of all the games he couldn't sell. I know this one. You guys do 2 right, spin the wheel, and head to the goal. Whoever has the most money after we liquidate our assets is the winner. The 2 nodded in agreement, and finally the game was underway. At that time, I had already had a feeling of impending crisis. I wouldn't realize why until the game progressed a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Celebrate the birth of your child. Receive $5,000 from everybody. Sorry. Okay, I built a bit of a lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bonus. Receive $100,000 from the bank. What? The tables were turned in an instant? 1, 2, 3. Proceed to the corporate ladder course. Wow, that's a good route. It seemed like only my piece was landing on the steady spaces. I had doubts as to why Mion didn't bring out board games for club activities, but that reason was laid bare to me before my eyes. That's right. I had only realized it now. This game was completely based on luck. What could I possibly do to make sure I ended up in first place at the end? The ultimate outcome of the game was decided in a place beyond human hands. How were the other club members doing? My eyes naturally wandered off to the other tables. Mion's table was... what? They weren't doing anything? Had they still not decided on a game? This naive idea existed to distract me from the most frightening possibility. Mion was lounging about, leisurely holding some juice she brought from the vending machine outside in one hand. When our eyes met, she gave me a look of ease. It couldn't be. She had already finished? What game was it? That easily? It was probably too late to be concerned with that at this point. Only 5 minutes since we started, and her two opponents were already beyond recourse. They were sitting there, slumped over in disappointment, muttering to themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong. For what? They find no answer. Was there any reason for their defeat other than they sat at the same table as Mion? Then what about Reina's table? The spectators were causing quite a commotion. It looked like their game was Karuta. The shop owner was apparently the one reading out the cards. Reina turned to dawdle along and spaced out a lot. Wouldn't she have a hard time with this game? Then I'll read it out. The dog gets tired on a walk. Bam! At the same instant, the shop owner began sounding at the words. The card in question disappeared off the face of the table. No, the face of the earth. Impossible. Where did it go? It was against Reina's cheek. She was rubbing it there. Oh, so cute. I'm taking it home. Looking at the card Reina was rubbing against her cheek, it was some anime-themed version of Karuta, with rather cute moe illustrations decorating the cards. Basically, it was a picture of a pretty dog girl with slightly large dress, panting and half in tears as she was being pulled along on a chain. With those types of pictures, even I could play with godlike speed. Of all people to play the game, it had to be Reina. It was entirely possible that her fingertips were on the verge of breaking the sound barrier. It's over. Mion smiled coolly, seeing no further reason to keep watching. She turned back. So cute, so cute. Even if Reina wins, I'll still buy these cards. I'm taking them home. Phew. After that, the second the cards started being read out, bam, bam, such decisive sounds echoed. Well then, how about Satoko? Oh, she was playing a rather orthodox game. Concentration. Judging from the distressed look on Satoko's face, it seemed that she was struggling somehow. One of the main characteristics of concentration is that the pace of the game speeds up as it goes on. As the number of cards to memorize decreases, it becomes easier to match several pairs in a row. It wouldn't be exaggeration to say that the first person to take over the flow of the match can run away as a winner. The cards still in hand had decreased. If you had memorized cards that had turned over before, you should have a good chance to sweep the table at this point. Satoko proudly knew the positions of all the remaining cards. However, her turn came a little too late. If her opponent followed up the match would be decided. Hojo, sorry, but I'm also aiming for the prize money. Don't hate me for this. This guy, did he have the locations of the remaining cards memorized? He was completely certain of his victory. The tension on his face relaxed. It's over. I whispered that in a bored manner as I turned my attention back to my own game. I spun the wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? No way. The Ace of Hearts should have been here. There was a commotion at Satoko's table as the shout rang out. The other two at my table turned around in surprise. I didn't. After all, there really wasn't anything to be surprised about. The onlookers were confused, most of them certain that the Ace of Hearts should have been there. There's no way, I must be seeing things. It must have been because I was so excited. So assured in his victory, the distress over his defeat ran deep. That's how it is. If his opponent wasn't Satoko, then the Ace of Hearts certainly would have been there. What a fool. When you're up against Satoko, you can't even let your guard down for a moment until the battle is over. Keiichi-san? You still haven't finished your match? You have no sense for these things. With a refined tone in her voice, reserved for only winners, Satoko called out to me. For the casual observer, it must have looked like she only eked out a victory. From my point of view, however, she was only playing around. The rules of winner and loser had already been decided. It was nothing more than child's play. The laughable part about it was that her opponent didn't know his role had already been assigned. Nice work there, setting up a farce of a trap with the Ace of Hearts. My opponent only walked into one of my traps. Even then, one was more than enough. Satoko was a trapper. Her true talent was never having one misfire. Setting up only one trap was more than enough? Ain't that cool. The fact that the other club members were winning one after another with their own brand of play only added to my impatience at my own lack of progress. Oh right, how was Rika-chan doing? How was our club's Slice little Fox doing? What the heck was that? Over in the corner, the mood at the table was decidedly different from the others. The game at Rika-chan's table was, you know that battery-powered fishing game? The one where the fish opened and closed their mouths as they rotated on the platform and you used a magnetic fishing rod to pick them up, that old thing? It seemed they planned on competing by seeing who can catch the most fish, but it had become an atmosphere you can hardly call competitive. Wow, I caught one! You're so good, Rika-chan. You're good at this. Oh my, she caught another one. Rika-chan is really good at this. I knew that Rika-chan had already charmed her opponents along with the onlookers before the matches had even begun, but brilliantly played. That corner had become an informal meeting of the Rika Furuta fan club. It's Rika-chan's total victory, total victory. Rika-chan's good at fishing, isn't she? What Rika-chan is trolling for probably isn't fish. Hearing that, she glanced over my way briefly. This is my way of getting serious, that's what I heard. This is a masterful technique that only Rika is allowed, only Rika can do. Yeah, a masterful technique. My bar is done, it's your turn. Oh sorry, guess it is. 1, 2, fine for tax evasion, pay $50,000. In contrast, my game, what an unseemly situation this was. Noticing the uneasiness creeping across my face, my companions came to see how I was doing. Keiichi-kun, could it be you're struggling? Okamura, right now, how much money do you have? Okamura, who had wrung lots of money out of the elite course, began to count through a stack of white $100,000 bills. About 980,000, I guess. How much money do you have, Chomita? I have 880,000. I'm still close enough to turn this around. Those two, it looks like they would easily surpass $1 million. Well, Kei-chan, how much do you have? Mion's tone was grim from get-go. It was her disappointment and disgust as club president. I can't be helped. There's no strategy involved other than spinning the wheel in this game. How am I supposed to cheat? Tell those two to close their eyes and count to 100 while I rig the wheel? You know there's no way I can do that. Rika-chan gently pet my head. Still, she wasn't too happy. How pathetic. At one point I thought you'd be a worthy adversary. I'd been utterly disillusioned. Don't give up, Keiichi-kun. There has to be some way to make a comeback. Do your best. Right till the end. Like I said, how am I supposed to make a comeback with this game relying entirely on luck? Right, Mion? Mion's face, however, was almost unbelievably indifferent, like she was watching something completely unexciting. She then turned her back without saying a word. Hey, me. It was a pathetic voice that irked even myself. I'm disappointed. Everybody was serious about this, but Kei-chan was the only one who wasn't. What do you mean by serious? Are you telling me to control the spinner through sheer force of will? How can I do that? If you were serious about it, you would have settled this game 10 seconds from when you started. Me-chan, you don't have to get so angry. Wait. Mion in a bad mood cast me aside and disappeared into the depths of the shop. Maybe it was because it had become an awkward situation, but the spectators dispersed from around my table. Damn it, are you saying I'm not serious about this? Are you saying if I were serious I would have settled this game of chance in 10 seconds? If I were serious, everybody was praying for my victory. They believed in me. Did I betray their expectations? Was it because I wasn't serious? Should we continue the game? The two of them were timidly trying to resume play. I didn't respond to that. The table sunk into silence. Maibara-kun, should I take that to mean you're giving up? The owner, thinking I was forfeiting, started to announce the cancellation of the game. At that moment, the demon inside me let loose a howl and awakened. I get it now, Mion. What it means for me to be serious. I'll show you. Bam. I clapped my hands on their shoulders, speaking in a low voice after pulling them closer. Tomotiya-kun. Okamura-kun. Let's make a deal. Did I call her Tomotiya? Oh my gosh. Tomita-kun. Let's make a deal. Let me win. The two of them, not immediately understanding what I had just said or the meaning behind it, were momentarily confused. Maibara-san, no violence. Let's settle this game properly. Just listen to what I have to say. What is it you guys want? The 50,000 yen prize? Well, of course, winning that kind of money is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even supposing you win, what are you going to do with that money? How are you going to enjoy it? The two of them considered it briefly. Buy a new game or something? Snacks? Maybe some juice? That's petty. So petty. Are you guys stupid? Then how will you enjoy it if you win, Maibara-san? Me? That's the point. Just shut up and listen to what I have to say. We club members have a penalty game, separate from the casual participants. If we lose, we have to obey a single command from the winner. From another point of view, the winner earns the prize of being able to order the other club members around. First of all, Tomita-kun, you like Satoko, right? Don't deny it. Next, Okamura-kun, you like Rika, right? Don't turn red. I drew the two of them red-faced and conscious of whether anybody else heard what I just said even closer. Lollies, moe, pretty girls. What men covet, what men dream about. It's like an unreachable Garden of Eden, okay. Even then, you'd still aim for it, wouldn't you? And that's because our passionate souls scream for moe. That sensitive age where when you couldn't say you liked the girl you liked, understanding that gave me all the more power. Tomita-kun, if I win, I'll make Satoko wear a collar and be your little sister for a day. Psh. A red fountain spewed from both of Tomita-kun's nostrils. Also, Okamura-kun, I'll put cat ears on Rika-chan and let you take her out for a walk on a leash. Psh. Blood erupted from the vein in Okamura's forehead. Don't be shy. Just pretend I forced you to go along with me. You two are simply sacrifices to Maibara-senpai's whims. You can pretend to be against it. I understand. I know everything that your hearts desire. Then I suddenly lowered the tone of my voice. My school life was very bleak. I know my very body how foolish it is to waste such an important time in your lives. So do you, my juniors. I don't want you to live your lives like that. Be honest with yourselves. Chase your dreams. Fulfill them. I'll fulfill them for you. I will. It was this moment that the values of men bridged generations. My Bara-san. Did I ever have a mentor who ever spoke my mind for me so strongly? Never. There was no way there was. That's because in a man's lifetime he'll only have 3 fateful encounters. That valuable first time was being experienced right this moment with these 2. It's fine then, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Game over. It was such an assertive declaration of the game's ending that everybody in the store turned and looked. It had been less than 3 minutes since I was on the verge of forfeit and all spectators certain of my loss. Keiichi-san, what happened? Who won? It was my complete victory. What did you say? Exactly how did you overcome that situation? There's no need to explain what happened. It was a gentleman's agreement. Right, guys? Yes, sir. The 2 of them, stifling tears of gratitude, answered strongly from the bottom of their hearts. Exactly what kind of miracle occurred here during those 3 minutes? The spectators all looked away from my utter disadvantage. You did it, Keiichi-kun, yay! The spectators were puzzled at how I was able to quickly overcome that hopeless situation. That guy, is he able to control the spinner wheel with his eyes or something? It's a miracle. What a devilry it is. He's in cahoots with that Mion, you know? There's no doubt he had some strange tricks up his sleeve. I looked at the crowd, who couldn't help but be excited. Out of the corner of my eye, now fully awakened and in battle mode, I let out a desirable laugh. So this is what it means for me to be serious, Mion. Huh. You took your sweet time. Baring our fangs at each other, we laughed together in a most unsightly fashion. With this, all the club members have cleared the first round then. Which means this time it's a match against everybody, a match. I've already decided what I'm gonna buy with the prize money. That's only natural, right? Sadako and Reina smiled, sneered at each other. These guys, do they really think they can win against Keiichi Maibara when he gets serious? Mion, that was a mistake. You shouldn't have offered me advice just now. What a mewling newborn you are. You're a million light years too early to think you can win against me. Mion, light years are a measure of distance. Oh, she's embarrassed. What are we doing, Michan? How are the 5 of us gonna face off? How? Well now, we have such a splendid lineup. It would be a waste to rush things. Mia is saying something complicated again. It couldn't be. Why you? Mion's hair flowed elegantly, almost like a cape, as she turned her back to the table. As for today's contest, iClub President Mion Sonozaki will reserve judgment for now. The method and time are yet undecided. The more spectators, the better. It should be in front of everybody from Hinamizawa and Miya. By then, we'll know the best way to finally settle things. Are you running away from this? This is too unfair, even for you, Mion-san. You newborn, do you still not realize how it has happened? The combative aura billowing out of Mion's body formed a barrier, stopping Satoko's advance. We'll meet again. Prepare yourself for our inevitable defeat. With a shrill laugh, Mion left the store. After a moment of silence, the crowd erupted into cheers. When will they resume the contest? Me on serious. The other members did great too. That new guy Maibara, he's got some strange power. He turned the tables in an instant. Maibara-san, you've got to win. Yeah, I'll dunk someone like Mion's head first into the river Styx for ya. That part of the crowd that had apparently overheard the covenant between Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun and myself erupted into a cheer again. Mion's gonna win anyway. She's the undefeated empress. I'm betting on Mion. No, it's gonna be Reina with that ungodly speed. Satoko the trap artist. Rika the siren. It may be a long shot, but it'll be Maibara. However, right now, I had no ear for these cheerful voices. Setting the stage for this huge match and then running away like that, I wasn't gonna forgive Mion. Outside of the store, Mion was getting on her bike as the shop owner was seeing her off. Don't run away, Mion. If you're the club president, don't run. Fight me. Oh, sorry, Kei-chan. Right now, I've got to get to my part-time job. Huh? Like you would see in a sketch comedy show, my legs slipped in opposite directions until I was doing the splits. Yeah. While you were playing your game, Mii-chan received a phone call. It's too bad. It was just getting good too, not our lucky day. And they're getting crushed at the sale over at my uncle's store. They don't even have enough people to work the register, so he called me for help. When you say your uncle, does he manage a supermarket or something? It's just a small store, but whenever you put stuff on special, all the housewives swarm in like locusts. Don't they have any common sense? Even though they don't have enough staff, they're selling a carton of eggs for 10 yen, limit 1 per customer. I was a little surprised. You would never think that this was the club president exuding such a dark aura inside the store such a short time ago. It was the usual Mion right now, almost exasperatingly so. My shoulders slumped. That's right. Club mode was over now. But I was really heated today. It was really fun. Damn Mion. She really knows how to fire people up. Me too. I've got so fired up my head started to tingle, especially Kei-chan. That was scary. I thought he was gonna eat me alive there. It's work, so I guess there's nothing you can do, but it really is too bad. I really want to continue this some other time. Anytime is good. How about we do it at the Watanagashi Festival? The cotton drifting 5 demon firefight? That's right. I'll think about it. Right now, what were Rika-chan and Mion talking about? Watanagashi Festival? Cotton drifting 5 demon? What? Ahahaha, I love it when things turn out all over the top and manga-like. It'd be nice if we could have another thrilling club activity like this soon. She laughed with a smile that made you feel refreshed just looking at it. In that moment, the shop owner came out carrying a paper bag. I wonder what it is. Is he giving it to us? Thank you everybody for today. Thanks to you, the event went really well. It's not much, but here's a little something for you guys. Hey Uncle Yoshiro, isn't there a little something for me too? My, quite an adorable one, is it not? When Satoko and Rika-chan opened up the bag, there was a cute little stuffed animals inside. Wow, they're so cute. Can I take them home? I really can, which means there's something for me too. Oh, I got a pretty adorable one. It was a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress, one you'd use to play house. Reina's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Satoko's was the same. And Rika-chan too? Ah, Kei-chan got the one that fits him the least. How do I say this? I could say it's pretty or cute. Well, I guess it's cute and pretty. I can admit it's adorable, but a doll with changeable clothes is If you walked around with it, then you'd be treated like a weirdo starting tomorrow, definitely. Mion didn't have to go that far. This wasn't something a guy like me should be carrying around. Mion was the only one who hadn't received a present, so I thought about giving it to her. However, after briefly considering, I gave it to Reina instead. Huh? You're giving it to me? To Reina? Thank you! Just protecting myself. If I didn't give it to Reina, then walking the streets at night would be scary. No doubt, no doubt. I thought about giving it to Mion, but it just didn't feel right. You know it. I sometimes wonder why I wasn't born a boy. It's a better that you're a girl. If you were a boy, I would have killed you already. You should kill me while you still can. If you don't, Kei-chan, you might live to regret it. Mion laughed after saying such an ominous line. Everybody laughed heartily along with her. Ask God to make you a boy in your next life. I'll also have him make me a boy. Then together the two of us will start taking over the country as a warm-up. Mion-chan, if you don't get going soon, the shop owner told her meekly. The lot of us looked like we were having a lot of fun, so it must have been hard to put a wet blanket on things. Later then, today was really fun. I'll see you later, guys. Tomorrow at school. Don't be late for work. Everybody waved their hands and watched as Mion left. Before I knew it, the sun was already setting and the breeze carried a hint of chill. Should we play for a bit more in town? Or should we go home? The road gets scary when it's dark. Then I guess it's time to leave. We certainly caused a ruckus today. We sure did. Okay, let's go home. Okay, guys. And with that, we're gonna end today's episode here, and we will see our going home trip in the next one. So have a good rest of your day. Bye.